Mr. Chairman, sir. Yes, I think at the very outset, I would like to submit before this August House that the productive participation in this budget discussion is worth observing, and the space being so properly utilized by the honorable members, I think it itself is an encouraging for the House and for the people of the state. It gives hope, Mr. Chairman, sir. And therefore, I would also like to be brief. I would like to confine my submission within the time as indicated by you. While I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Chief Minister for this gigantic exercise that has been put on to present the budget, leveraging upon number of initiatives that was started by both union government and successive state governments. It is worth mentioning that leveraging upon some initiatives which are worth considering as a game changer with the kind of intended objective, we should always try to see how we can further leverage upon these initiatives, create a broader approach to have far-reaching positive outcome to give the kind of positive end result for the progress and prosperity of the state. While I would like to say that, yes, budgeting exercise and funneling resources out of whatever limited resources that is under the command of the government is always difficult. And it is also very important to see, while doing so, how we look at the developmental gaps and to see that we allow the whole state as a whole, in fact, every part of the state to keep the same momentum, the same pace of growth and development, to be able to ensure that the share of development actually reach every nook and corner from all perspectives pertaining to all sectors, so that there can be a cumulative end result which can generate hope and kind of feel-good factor. We used to talk about, the happiness index, the world over, to somehow look at how our initiatives have created the kind of perception amongst the people, and how the initiatives have touched the lives of the people, the citizens. So I think that is how we are looking at. So every effort is commendable. While saying so, I would like to just draw the attention of the government to look at areas of concern. Now, the areas of concern will always be towards the fiscal health of the state. Now, how, as we embark upon and continue with various interventions with the intended objective, keeping in mind the larger interests of the people and the state, but at the same time, how we want to ensure, keeping in mind that we have a very strong fundamentals in as far as fiscal management is concerned. We are governed by, the law, both union government and the state government. We have the FRBM Act, which is again designed and conceptualized in order to regulate the way we invest and the way we borrow and the way we leave behind the liabilities. Therefore, it is very important, while looking at various interventions vis-a-vis the resources which we look at to fund those initiatives, the debt and GSDP ratio. The total debt vis-a-vis the GSDP is the most important and crucial indicator. I remember when the state government was trying to leverage upon all those available sources of fund to be taken into consideration for funding under EAP. We were in a very advantageous position because our credit rating were very high. while some of the states were having almost 50% to GSDP, this debt GSDP ratio, almost to 50%, 45, 48, 50 plus. Some of the states even crossed 60. So we had an advantage. Therefore, having learned from these experiences, I think it is very important for the state to see that this overall advantage position be maintained. Today, if we look at the overall investment vis-a-vis the GSDP and the overall liabilities that is created through this investment endeavor that the government has embarked upon over the years, in the last preceding few years, it is a matter of concern. 44.61% debt GSDP ratio for 2024-25, and for this current year, it is projected at 42.10. So, if we go by the percentage of 24-25, 25-26, and the projected 26-27, it is at the range of 24-25 was 44.65%, 25-26 ending 31st March is 42.99%, and 26-27 is projected at 42.10. So there is no tapering down or the visible somehow, the debt GSDP ratio should decline over a period of time. This is not happening. So this is one area of concern. Then to corroborate this particular concern, again, if we look at the issue of the total cumulative liabilities for 25-26 was 24-25 was 21,408.54. Then for 25-26 is 23,884.37. So ascending order, naturally there will be ascending in order, but the difference is quite substantial. So these are areas where the government has to work so that we passed on a state with a good fiscal health, capable of leveraging upon all the available opportunities, first mover advantage, which can revolve around because of the fiscal health, because of the fiscal discipline, because of the credit rating, better credit rating. I think that is the mantra, and I hope the Honorable Chief Minister, having had this long experience in budgeting, will take cognizance of this submission that I have made. And these are all quite a nitty-gritty of how we navigate through this challenging task of budgeting, and how to leverage upon the available spaces of funding and take advantage of being in a better position to avail. Now, while saying so, again at the same time, while we implement the programs, how to determine that the objective of the scheme has been achieved is when the project is completed. Now, if the projects are not completed, which is again evidenced by the failure of number of departments to submit the utilization certificate. If we go by various reports, which is brought to the notice of every department and the government through the report submitted, tabled in this August House by CAG. Now, this is a matter of concern. By 31st March 2024, the cumulative non-submission of UC is for 733, with an amount, cumulative amount of 4,835.93 crore. And by 24-25, which otherwise is liable to be submitted by 31st March, is 576 UC, where it is the projected amount, cumulative amount for non-submission of UC is 4,321.87. Now, therefore, departments have to be pulled up, because non-submission of UC cannot rule out diversion of fund. Any diversion of fund is possible if there is non-submission of UC, and thereby dislocating and derailing the actual intention of the project which has been funded and which is taken up. So this is a matter of concern in our implementation of programs which is being done from the scarce resources of the public exchequer. Therefore, that's the reason why I always make a submission that it is always good to have exhaustive discussion on various demands of various departments, because then it is brought to the notice of the ministers in charge, and everything is put to better scrutiny, thereby creating a deterrence. I hope, keeping in mind, what has happened today with all the honorable members of this House participating so much during this budget discussion, I think in the future sessions, budget sessions or otherwise also, we'll have to have a longer discussion so that all these important aspects of infusion of fund, investment of fund for achieving the objective, the purpose is, though well intended, whether they are giving fruition to the objective or not, that should be put to scrutiny. Now, having said this, Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to just quickly touch few of the departments. Now, the huge investment supported by World Bank in respect of implementation of PMGSY, unless the last mile connectivity is taken care of. I heard the Honorable Chief Minister, while replying to the Governor's address, I think this issue has been taken note of, that the last mile connectivities. Because as the PMGSY road goes, the habitations are scattered, and unless they are connected with, though maybe short length of roads, but the last mile connectivity is crucial to ensure that our human development index remains steady and we are able to improve in our human development index in terms of the access to healthcare, in terms of access to school, market, all these things, livelihood, everything is connected with the all-weather road, particularly in a state like ours, where we receive the heaviest rainfall and the erratic weather behavior, which take us by surprises every year. Now, another area of concern is the employment. The employment, though we may say, yes, we are generating substantial avenues for entrepreneurship, various other modes of self-employment, which again generates more hope and aspiration. But at the same time, there are youth who will not be able to fit into those spaces of job opportunities. The school dropouts, the college dropouts, too many. If you look at the cumulative figure every year. Therefore, my attention is drawn when I look at, the number of posts which are available with every department, but I would like to just refer to only one or two departments which are very crucial. Now the department, Directorate of Local Fund Audit, and Directorate of Accounts and Treasuries. Look at the number of vacancies. In fact, these divisional accounts officers and others, many of these people who are vested with the responsibility of auditing, accounting, they are having dual, triple charges of different departments. In fact, I was told one of the officers who is from the accounts in education. So many departments. Files are piling up on the table. So this is something which itself is substantive evidence that the attention of the government pertaining to this crucial responsibility, I think the whole issue is somehow skipping the attention of the government. So therefore, it is only appropriate for me to say that these huge vacancies, somewhere it is 71, somewhere it is 159, and again this police, the cumulative vacancy as of this current figure is around 4,066, as reflected in the record of the government. So therefore, keeping these vacancies for a long time is only resulting in the perceived feeling that the opportunities which otherwise already exist is not being provided to the job seekers. That should be corrected. I'm happy that during the reply for Governor's address, the Honorable Chief Minister has indicated that at least the appointment letters for all those who have participated in the recruitment process for police, they'll be given the appointment letter by the first week of March. But every year, the vacancy that takes place in police department and education department, these two departments are the main job giver, are huge. And at the same time, it is also important for the government to know that these are vacancies which need to be filled up, keeping in mind the importance of the role played by all these men of the organizations and the employees of these organizations. Then we talk about the issue of creating these avenues of opportunities and how we can further create this extension of opportunities to every part of the state. I was referring to how sometimes we need to look at creating an enabling criteria to be eligible to get some schemes, because certain funding which comes from EAPs have some eligibility criteria. Therefore, particularly in respect of infusing investment to connect some of the tourist destinations, once the places are identified, well documented as tourist destinations, then they become eligible. So therefore, last time I was trying to speak about one very important river, that is Damrung, and the falls, beautiful waterfalls, that is called Rachadu. So we tried to have one road which connects from Samanda till Danal, just some missing link. Then other side of the river is, on the other bank is the Gabal market. So this is how the circuit can be made. And we also tried to have one road which was from William Nagar to Chokpor. I think that should be important connectivity, which should be priority. And one very important road which was started very long time back somehow remains incomplete. This road is called, I have the note here for the purpose of taking cognizance of this particular project. In South Garo Hills, which is very crucial from strategic perspective, from law and order perspective. This is called Keni and Chengri to Iman Durabanda. Very important road. I have been there long time back. I have not been now. But then recently I wanted to go. Then they say the road is not yet completed. It was started long time back. So these are like incomplete roads. Maybe these are the schemes for which the completion report is not there, UC is missing. So all these areas of concern, therefore, discussion in the August House provide us all these spaces to bring all these things to the notice of the government. Then another important thing is the road safety. This road safety, I think Minister Transport in charge, who is actually the chairman of the State Road Safety Committee, he should take a call on this. Number of interventions where number of departments are involved. So Honorable Deputy Chief Minister in charge of transport, I have raised this issue number of times, but still the response are not forthcoming. The trauma centers are not operational, not fully functional, half-heartedly taken care of. Even the ICU, every trauma center has again 4-bedded ICU, but they are not functional. People are not trained for this. So these are bottlenecks where precious lives can be saved. And therefore, all these related issues of health and family welfare, the affordability of healthcare. The cost for delivery of a baby is crossing 1 lakh. I have raised this issue earlier also. I think these are concerns. Accessibility and affordability, both. Now, how to take cognizance of these challenges? Every member of this August House is confronted by this problem. Because when our problem face this, we are actually part and parcel of problem troubleshooter. So therefore, it is becoming, I see one very scary advertisement. Policy, only this, I will end with this. Policy.com or something, where they advertise insurance policy. Premium of 500 something, and you will have a policy coverage of 1 crore. Then 700, 2 crore. Does it mean that health care will be costing so much? That is a scary thing that is happening. I think government, along with government of India, must take cognizance of this. Though health is a state subject, but the overall health scenario post-COVID, I think it has become something which requires course correction and maybe healthy discussion amongst the states with union government can enable us to take cognizance of this challenge and ensure not only access to quality healthcare, but affordable and accessible healthcare. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir.